I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're honored to welcome Ara Assilian, author of a powerful book. It is called Pearls of Life, Reflections of Faith, Hope, and Love while facing life's challenges. In this deeply personal and poetic exploration, the author shares how the most challenging experience of his life, his son becoming severely handicapped, transformed into a profound journey, one of faith, hope, and boundless love. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the folks at Prime 7 Media for helping us put him in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support writers like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his wonderful book. The links are below this interview. Ara, great to see you here today on Spotlight.
Yeah, me too. Very
Let's start
delighted to
out
be
with
here.
some really good news, which is your book is being honored for the great work that it is. It is a #1 bestseller now on Amazon. Tell us a little bit about that.
The book was published in April, but we didn't do any promotion. We did the promotion in December, and in December, out of 4.5 million books that
Mhm.
are available on Amazon, it became #1 in the category of death and grief.
Mhm.
And we sold 2,000 books in 2 days, which
Amazing.
was which was excellent.
Yeah, it is excellent. And I think it's going to help a lot of people because you do take what could have been a very negative thing in your life and did find the hope, did find the peace, and did find the love in it all.
Yes.
Briefly, could you tell us a little bit about your journey with your son?
Well, you would expect when you expect to have a child. I had three. Uh, Childbirth in the delivery room is basically the happiest moment in anybody's life.
Yeah.
So this was our second son was the second, and we were expecting on a Good Friday. We were expecting to have we knew it was going to be a son,
Mhm.
a thrill, and unfortunately, that thrill turned into a uh, almost like hell
Hmm.
because we realized after the birth that unfortunately my son couldn't breathe properly during the last stage of delivery. A 9-pound baby
Hmm.
got asphyxiated and without being able to breathe for 15 to 30 minutes, the majority of his brain cells were dead. And for the next 2 years, I mean, for the next 2 days, they told us that his possibility of living is nil.
Hmm.
He would live a day or two. Um, but from that, he lived 13 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no doubt because of the love and care that you gave to him and the support
Yes.
of the family. Um, so for what would be a lot of people a very dark time, you did find the bright side of it. Tell us a little bit about your journey of love and hope in living with your son and appreciating every day he had here with you.
Well, having a child like that uh, puts father and mother in a very difficult spot because
Yeah.
we all would be expecting a healthy baby. Instead, we didn't know, and the doctors wouldn't know what we have.
Right.
You look for a miracle. If you used to be praying before, now you pray your heart out,
Hmm.
expecting for a miracle to happen. Because the doctors really, when it comes to brain cells, they don't know that much.
Yeah.
Um, we usually don't use a good chunk of our brain cells.
Yeah.
In my son's case, only the inner portion of the brain was still intact, the one part that controls the heartbeat.
Yeah.
So heartbeat was being controlled by the brain, so that means blood is circulating.
Hmm.
But the learning part, uh, digesting part, eating, muscle movement, seeing, hearing, talking, all that were gone.
Yeah.
So that brain cells, the upper brain cells, was not functioning properly. They put us through therapy sessions that whatever is left, we can probably cultivate. And we tried and tried and prayed
Mm.
13 years. And unfortunately, even at the end of 13 years, he was continuously having seizures,
Mm.
um, was not able to see, was not able to hear, no talking. He lived like a vegetable for 13 years.
No. Terrible. Terrible.
But I mean, within that, we realized uh, kind of God's love. Usually, couples basically split up.
Yeah. It's
They
a lot of
say,
stress on the
yeah, I
relationship.
mean, it becomes so difficult. The husband usually says, I didn't sign up for this, they leave.
Right.
Many of the friends we had, relatives we had, told us, why don't you put your son in an institution?
Yeah.
I could never do that. I said, he's my blood, he's part of me.
Mm.
I'm not going to put him anywhere. He's going to stay with me.
Yeah.
And he stayed with us for all 13 years. And basically, God taught us how he loves us because we had to think about what our son needs. He needs to be changed, he needs to be fed. Whatever God thinks of us every day, he puts that on us now to think about our son every day, what we have to do to keep him safe, to keep him fed, to keep him comfortable.
Mm.
And that was a such a rewarding opportunity.
Yeah.
Basically, we felt like we have an angel living in our room, in our house,
Yeah.
because I kind of feel angels are sinless; they don't have any sin, and usually sin is developed in our brain.
Mm.
My son didn't have any brain; he never sinned, so I kind of felt I have an angel in my house for
Yeah.
13 years.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And an angel now looking over you, no doubt, as well.
Yes, yes.
Tell us about your book, Pearls of Life. What do you mean by the title, Pearls of Life?
Uh, I looked at the pearl like an oyster on a seashore or a riverbank. When an impurity gets in, they take that impurity, cover it, cover it, cover it, and then it turns into a pearl.
Right.
So this thing that happened to us was an impurity, a totally unexpected event, a severe blow. But it, through faith, through hope, through love, um, basically, I felt like, gosh, if I can raise a son like that, I can do anything in life.
Yeah.
And another thing that I kind of developed, I said, um, what was I forgot the exact word. It will come to me later.
Sure.
Um, the best thing that I have done in life or I will ever do in life was to raise a son like that.
Yeah.
Because for 13 years, the relationship that I developed with him was fabulous because he couldn't see me. I could look at his eyes and feed him. And through his eyes, I could feel I'm kind of having a relationship with the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
So for 13 years, that feeling was a feeling, an eternal feeling
Yeah.
that I have, which is
One of
not
pure
gonna
humanity, pure love.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Tell the folks at home what your book is about, what they'll find within the pages of your book.
Uh, you know, life gets so difficult sometimes,
Mhm.
and you lose hope. Um, but I also believe in there's a tomorrow coming. Actually, when he passed away, I saw another baby in a similar situation, and the parents were going to try to institutionalize the baby. And I told the parents, I said, I would be willing to take your baby. If he improves, you can come and take him back. You get
Wow.
so attached to handling severe situations like that. And if you're able to do it, then you want to help others who are going through difficulty. So the book is basically for all those who are having difficult. My case was this, but we all go through difficulties in life. Life goes up and sometimes it goes down, and we have to be able to survive the difficult times.
Yeah.
Uh, and having survived this difficult time that lasted for me for 13 years, I, and during the best thing you can write is usually when you are hurting.
Mm.
The best poems anybody can write when you are living through it, through hell,
Yeah.
and you express yourself. So, and then the good times, good parts of life also will come.
Yeah.
So it's a journey going through the downhill and then climbing yourself up. Um,
Exactly.
very powerful, encouraging with hope and faith. I never lost faith in my Lord that He's always there, He's always going to protect me. Whatever difficulties I had then, I continue to have, I don't worry about it anymore because I know the Lord is out there, He's going to take care of it.
Exactly. God
Yes,
don't give you what you can't handle. That's what they
yes,
say. And
yes,
you've handled this with grace,
yes.
no doubt. In your book, you talk about maintaining hope, faith, love during difficult times. Tell us how you do that and tell us what you hope readers learn from your book.
Um, I didn't follow one more time
I
the
was saying
question.
that in your book, you talk about the importance of maintaining hope, faith, love. Um, what do you hope readers take away from your book? What kind of lessons will they learn? What kind of feelings will they be empowered with?
Uh, Gosh, my thoughts are not coming to me at this point.
Sure, sure.
Maybe for now, let's move to another question.
Sure. I guess it's the connection, I guess, from one human being to another. And like you said, nurturing that strength of spirit to help you through these difficult times. What was it like writing this book? Was it peaceful? Did it connect you with your son once again when you were writing it? Tell us about that.
Well, usually when you are hurting, um, uh, I remember he used to be hospitalized 3, 4 months a year.
Hmm.
I remember one time I went to the hospital, and usually when we try to feed him, the food instead of going to the stomach, it goes to his lungs,
Hmm.
and he gets pneumonia.
Right.
So I go to the hospital room and all tubes everywhere, and I turn the lights off, and I basically have a quarrel with the Lord of Lord, why
Yeah.
you do this to my little kid? He hasn't done anything. Why don't you do it to me?
Yeah.
Do it to me rather than a son who hasn't seen anything, who hasn't enjoyed life. Uh, that part of sustaining and seeing a newborn going through life in a very, very difficult circumstance, it's very difficult to swallow
Yeah.
and accept.
Yeah.
Um, but then time went on, and I was able to overcome it.
Wonderful.
And there are several poems in the process that shows how it was done. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you've become a guiding light, a beacon for a lot of people out there. Like I said, your book's already risen to the #1 best-selling position in its category in Amazon. You should be proud of that, and proud because you shared your story, you bared your soul, you shared your work, and you're helping people. Ara Assilian has written a powerful book. It is called Pearls of Life, Reflections of Faith, Hope, and Love, while facing life's challenges. He has faced his with grace, and when you face yours, you will also share in that grace by picking up this book and learning from this man's lessons in life. Very, very powerful indeed. Ara, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you.
My pleasure. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time. This time, until next time on Spotlight.